there won't be morning skates, so potential lineup. Just wondering if it looked like Hendricks might possibly replace Kajula. What are you thinking tomorrow?
Oh, I don't know if Hendricks will replace Kajula, but there's a good chance that Matty will be back in the lineup. We liked the way he played the 3 games, and right now we're trying to juggle a roster of up to 25 guys when they're healthy. And to this point, everybody's found a way to contribute to some success. So it's not an easy thing. Sometimes players come out just because we've got to get others in. The more severe or the problems that we have are when they're not playing well and they come out. And we've had to deal with that a couple times. But we'll look at our roster. We'll look at the health update after practice today and make a decision for tomorrow.
Do you have enough face-off depth right now? I mean, Mark had an exceptional game last night. I think Leon was right on 50, and then there was a bit of a drop-off, and I guess maybe that could possibly tie into Hendricks too.
There's potential for that, but the players that dress on a nightly basis, whether you're in or out, you have to get the job done. And we've had some individuals throughout the center ice position that have climbed steadily from the beginning of the year till now, and others have plateaued, and it's those others that we have to get going. And unfortunately for the center icemen, they take the hit with the number, but they also get the credit with the number when it's going real well. But it's a team concept. You win by committee, often you lose by committee, and we have to do a better job around our centermen.
Did you, when you were with San Jose, ever have certain teams that somehow, some way you always would?
Buffalo Sabres. Yeah, it didn't matter what we did, who we put on the ice, where we played, we had trouble with them. That's just the way it was. And I know where you're going with the question, obviously, with the Arizona franchise. Aware of the past year and a half history, but obviously it goes deeper than that. So we've got to find a way to get that monkey off our back and play a good, solid game. As I said in Phoenix, they do not beat themselves. They make you err, and they take advantage of your mistakes, and I thought they did that again last night.
You always hate a loss, and you're always down about a loss and everything, but does this Arizona thing sort of perplex you more than others? Like, do you guys
this individual loss like last night, or you mean
no,
the overall
24 of them?
Well, every game's important. They don't overweight or underweight the point distribution from team to team. So, you'd like to end losing streaks regardless of who you're playing against. This one's gone on for quite a while, obviously, and we'd like to get through it. But the weight or the value of the points doesn't change, and the disappointment or the joy of winning or losing doesn't change much, regardless of who you're playing against. So we need a good, solid game tomorrow. We could be playing Chicago, Anaheim, or Phoenix. We need a good, solid game.
Does back-to-back help with everything being fresh?
Potentially it does. We've just played them. We know what it felt like to be on the ice against that team and some of the things that they do. We have an idea of where we need to get better. But I think right now for our team, we've got to get our legs back underneath us. We've got to get our energy level up. We've got to get our heads cleared. We're in the midst of a very tough portion of our schedule. We just finished a very tough portion. It's important that we really focus right now, and as I said, I think on the road trip as well, if you're not playing if you don't feel like you can give us your A game, we can still win with your B game if you pay attention to detail.
Todd, this is a team that isn't always in the conversation, the playoff conversation, at this point of the year even. Is it a tough mental grind that these guys are going to have to get prepared for that's different for them?
Well, it's being competitive throughout the whole season. It's knowing the effects of a streak one way or the other and how it can affect you mentally. But I think it's good for our team. We're a growth team. We need to experience it. Obviously, in the past, at this time, we were scrambling just to get back into it. Now we're at least in the middle of the pack and fighting with everybody else. So that's part of the growth process. And dealing with the stress and the tension that goes with it is something that's really good for our club to be going through.